Hello and welcome to a Wheelsboy quick review in which we will be giving you an exclusive look at the exterior and interior styling of this, the all-new U6, the second vehicle from Chinese EV startup, Aiways. Let's get started. The exterior design of the U6 is a pretty big departure from the U5. Starting here on the front end, you have much sportier, thinner upper headlight treatment here. This is the daytime running light, or the DRL, and stacked vertical lower headlight units. Just to drive home the sporty look of the car, you also get these great carbon fiber winglets here for aerodynamics. The U6 has what Aiways describes as a shark nose. What that means is that there's no LED strip or other kind of element to interrupt the area here, which gives it a very dramatic appearance, especially in this amazing yellow color. Here on the side, you can see what is obviously the biggest difference between their first vehicle, the U5, and this, the U6, this sloping coupe-like roofline. This particular car comes with the optional blacked out roof, which when combined with the lower black trim gives the car a kind of lower, sportier appearance, I would say. Speaking of which, there are, instead of having a single belt line, as like many other cars, the U6 has three separate belt lines. You can see one here over the rear wheels, one right here through the doors, and then a final one over the front wheels. While we're up here, why don't we open up this charging door? Would you look at that? A European standard charging port. Yes, this car will definitely be sold in Europe. The sloping roofline ends here at this nice little spoiler, underneath of which you can see the rear taillight design, which is made up of this nice thin LED strip here over some U-shaped elements here. Get it? U, U6, U. It's pretty clever. Going farther down, we can see that there are another pair of carbon fiber kind of winglets here over top of a very serious looking rear diffuser. While we're back here, we should of course take a look at the rear cargo space. It's definitely a little bit compromised by the coupe roofline, but that's to be expected. It is, however, very deep. We're not going to be able to give you a driving portion for the video today. That will come with our full review later this year. What I can tell you, however, is that all versions of the U6 will come with a single front-mounted electric motor, making 160 kilowatts and 315 newton meters of torque. That's about 215 horsepower and 235 pound-feet. There will, however, be three different battery pack options: a 63, a 72, and an 88 kilowatt hour. Those will deliver, let me check my notes, 503, 580, and 650 kilometers of NEDC range, respectively. There are so many cool details to go over on this interior, but for this first video, I'm just going to talk about a couple of my favorites. Starting with one that is the most obvious, the one that people will see first, and that has to be this amazing transmission lever. It looks like something out of Star Wars, but it's actually pretty simple in its operation. Instead of moving the entire thing back and forth, you simply grab here and then twist it like a motorcycle throttle in order to change between gears. The park is a P button here on the side. Speaking of cool stuff, right here are the touch-sensitive controls for your climate control. Here, you simply either swipe down and up or press in order to change your temperature and fan speed. The next thing I want to talk about here on the interior is this instrument cluster, which is unlike any I've ever seen before. Instead of having a traditional instrument cluster or a screen here, or even taking all of the functions of an instrument cluster and placing them into the main screen, Aiways has designed this interesting little discrete strip of a screen. Once you turn off the car, it almost disappears into the line of the vents here on the dashboard. It's actually very interesting, and it still manages to display the most vital information. Other things, there is a wireless charging pad here for your phone, as well as two USB ports. I'm not going to talk a lot about the main screen here because I'm told that the UI is not the final version. We will, however, be able to use that one when we review the car later this year. Here in the back seat, space is quite plentiful when it comes to both legroom and headroom. The latter due to this absolutely massive 2.1 square meter glass roof. Down here we have a nice little cubby area with USB and USB Type-C charging ports. Thank you so much for joining us for today's video. Be sure to subscribe so you can see our in-depth review of the U6 in Q4 of this year. Of course, also check us out on Facebook and Instagram, links in the description below.